Never see me walk around. Got the whole team up, really floating now. They float me now, couldn't bring me down. Couldn't bring me down with a sign out. Now you're gonna die now. Heard you gotta pass away. Heard you gotta pass away. Couldn't have a better day. I'm the one they want to crucify, they're hidden high. Target on my back, but reaching for the sky. Walking through the fire, spitting crazy loud. Can't bring me down, cause I'm about to fly so fucking high. Eyes on me, spotlight, they talk on my hate. Trying to bring me down, but hey, it's a little too late. I'm a shooting star, no need to contemplate. I'm a shine so bright that they can't even relate to me. They whisper fire and platinum in the dark, but I wear my crown, wear it just like a mark. Every time they doubt me, I just hit that spark. I'm a flame they fear, leaving nothing but a scar on fear. Yeah, I'm a bullseye, ain't no place to hide. They're throwing all they got, but I won't subside. I ain't worried about the hate, I got nothing to goodbye. I'm a superstar, I'm on this cosmic ride.
Well, hello, and welcome to the semifinals, the start of the finals weekend for Rlss. My name is AnthonyMalum, joined by my good friend KingFsher for what promises to be an exciting weekend of Rlss Rocket League. We've got our semifinals, we got semifinals going on all night long across all the different divisions. But we start here with Affinity Prospects versus Nintendo Switch Gang. Fisher, my friend, how are you?
Doing really good, really excited to get started. Like you said, both the semifinals are being played today. So, like you said, I mean, Affinity Prospects versus Nintendo Switch Gang in this one. And don't worry that you can't watch both streams at the same time. We'll be sure to keep you guys updated with what's going on in the other matchup between Untitled Esports White and Unknown Academy. So, one-stop shop for everything here.
I'm almost jealous I can't watch because I'll be focused in, you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
I just like, I don't know. I kind of wish this is one of those nights where you could have a million eyes in the back of your head, be able to watch every stream, every piece of action we're going to have. I truly believe we're going to have an exciting night because we've learned so far from this playoffs. The number one thing that we've learned getting here, and I'll bring the bracket up just to show this even more, look at all the upsets. I mean, come on, every time, as recent for us as our last two casts, we got all the upsets this offseason, or this playoffs, excuse me.
We have, and both of them are really cool to watch. I mean, obviously, Nintendo Switch King over the favorites probably to win the whole tournament there. In Trample Gaming, coming out and really just grinding to that 4-3 victory. Very, very back and forth, but a very convincing win. And then obviously, if any were here, I think last Monday, Unknown Academy completely upset Olivet Gaming, another really, really strong team. So no matter who makes it to the finals in either of these different sides of the bracket, it's going to be an insane matchup, and I really can't wait to see what the first team there is going to be.
I'm on the same page, and while we've looked at them before, because we have cast both of these teams before, Fisher, let's just get a reminder of what these teams went through in the regular season. And we start with Nintendo Switch Gang, who I will be the first to warn you that their stats, or especially the record, is beyond deceptive after what we saw them do to a favorite in Trample Gaming, if not the favorite for Riptide Cup.
Absolutely, and when you do look at that record, their week 1 and week 2 losses were both due to forfeit. If I'm not mistaken, I think the team kind of came together after that, so can really almost discount those first two. It's like they played a 5-game season. So with that being said, a 3-2 record for only the games played isn't bad. It's not great, but it's certainly nowhere near as bad as the stats show.
100%. And with that, let's get into the Affinity Prospects stat. And they had probably our tightest matchup that we've seen against New Age Nova. That felt like, when I say felt evenly matched, I mean more so on paper. Whereas going in, they had similar records, similar stats. It was really a toss-up on who could win. But they ended up pulling it out in a game 6 off of the back of some really good defense, some strong play. Especially later in games was a big strat, but at the same time, and we'll talk about this a million more times, momentum is the key for all these teams. And with momentum being the key, that's something to look out for, certainly. And I really do expect some some back and forth action. Looks like Fisher is having a hard time hearing me, so he's on camera. Hi, Fisher. So he'll get that reset in a second while we wait to get the teams in. But how's everyone doing? Thank you for subbing, Jeer. I saw that. Glad to see everybody stop by. Got to help my child Fisher through these dark times. Nice to see you, Tommy, Waffles, Dino, Chiron. Thank you. You're all in on a banger set. That's a good place to start with it. All right. See if I can get that Fisher stuff fixed really quickly. My poor friend, he's just lost in the dark. But yeah, like we said, with the other semifinals matchup going on, I understand that it's tough to go back and forth between both. So if you have either both on, or if you're looking for just updates, we will be updating throughout and making sure that you're able to hear that and be up to date with who's ahead and whatnot there. Fisher, do I have you back? Oh, goodness. No, you're okay. I'm glad we got it figured out when we did. That was giving me a heart attack.
So hopefully everything stays controlled. Sorry about that, but are back now and are still excited despite not hearing what happened in the last 3 minutes. Still excited to see what happens in this game.
For sure. All right, and now we're getting close. We got about 3 minutes, and while we wait for that lobby to get set up, I am going to send you guys to an intro video. I've done them for everything, but this time I thought it'd be fun to save it for a little closer to the game. So we'll do one more look through stats, take one more peek at the bracket, and then you'll have the intro video for tonight, followed by some action between Affinity Prospects and Nintendo Switch Gang. We'll see you soon.
Hello and welcome to the Rlss Semifinals.
They say it started like a wildfire. It's kind of funny that you had me written off dead. Now we coming for the empire. So now you love me, but you ain't seen nothing yet.
Prospects going to continue that offense. Keep the ball right there. Hands baby gets bumped. That's going to get a goal in for Affinity Prospects.
We didn't really adjust for anything, kind of just kept playing, fixed our mistakes.
Here's a shot, 5 to go. Flip Sliderson's waiting for it. It's towards the net, but it's blocked out. And Duver will be the hero of Game 6.
It's a damn good day. Go and change this up.
We'll get the better of it, or we're going to go to an OT. Dino's still aggressive with Bow Wow. The ball still on the Treble Gaming side. 1 second, got to keep it up. Bow Wow going to try for it, but the ball still up, still not down. Close to goal, sent away, stayed alive. OT time. Zach has to set up, it's high, but this is dangerous for Trample. Too dangerous. Nintendo Switch.
Honestly, for me, like I feel like I play better the more pressure there is.
And possibility there for Trample. It'll just be some fun on the way out. And Nintendo Switch Gang, I have one question, Rlss. Do you have Docs in the semifinals?
They say it started like a
Well, I agree. I agree that the Docs in the semifinals is a banger line. Thank you. All right, just to make sure the lobby gets up. It's not working. Oh no. Well, I'll go ahead and reset that up for you guys. Make sure it's right.
Running into all sorts of difficulties early on, but hopefully they'll be ironed out in just a minute. I mean, it's like you said when we had the trouble with the mics. It's better to happen now than later in the set. So hopefully players going to get in here soon. I know all of them probably itching to start this one. I think finals tomorrow too, so pretty short turnaround for everybody. Yeah, a lot of excitement riding on this one.
Turns out I'm just dyslexic, and I gave them the name for the password and the password for the name, so it's actually my fault. I actually do have dyslexia, so let's just be glad I got this far, honestly.
Honestly,
Alright, so
should
we're
have
getting
had
close
someone
now
else
as
host.
I'm seeing everybody file in quickly. Glad you guys liked the intro. Thank you, Sam, for the bits. And as everybody piles in, hope everyone's ready for what's guaranteed to be exciting, guaranteed to be back and forth. I am... It's so tough because it's like, what else can you say? You know what I mean? Like, it's really tough. But now we have all of Affinity prospects in, so just waiting on Nintendo Switch Gang, and we should be all set to go. So Fisher, I guess you can give us some kind of final thoughts as we still wait to see what's going on.
I think the one final thought of mine is obviously going to go out towards Nintendo Switch Gang. They're kind of the underdogs. They had the rockier season. They had a little bit of a rougher path to get here. We talked about them with that 4-3 over Trample. It was a little back and forth, so if I'm on Affinity Prospects, I'd really look to try to get an early lead. They had a 4-0 in their quarterfinals. They were 6-1 on the season, so if they can establish that rhythm early, get themselves into a groove, I think it's going to be a lot harder for the Switch Gang to come back into that game than it would be for the Prospects.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you with that, and what's good about that is we've got this clear script of kind of what works throughout these playoffs. You know, like you said, look for momentum, look for how aggressive a team is coming out. Are they trying to keep so much pressure on that the other team can't even play defense, let alone offense? And is there a team that's coming alive late? Because those teams that are coming alive in the last 2 minutes are faring better than you'd initially anticipate based off that fact alone. And as we still just wait a Nintendo Switch Gang, they should be getting in soon. I really, I don't know. This one's so hard on paper for me to look at. Because going in, I'm looking at the Affinity prospects and how Nintendo Switch Gang is still sort of running with a Cinderella story, and they certainly don't want to stop here. But Affinity prospects, they've kind of got the comfort advantage, and I don't know. They've got, I don't want to say momentum, but it's hard to get a read on how Nintendo Switch Gang will be until we get in.
Absolutely, and we did talk to them in an interview the last, I think it was last week at some point. I mean, they're a very charismatic group, they're a very confident group, so hopefully their confidence won't be rattled at all by going up against the prospects. And if maybe it's like we expect, it is a more difficult set for them, maybe everything doesn't go their way immediately, I think this is going to be the team that's able to bounce back and able to really hold in there and try to push themselves rather into that finals matchup.
And we are finally have everybody in lobby, so mere moments away from the start of the semifinals. And we got the ad before the game today, which is awesome. So let's head onto the pitch. Let's head on to Manfield. Let's get to the start of semifinals between Nintendo Switch Gang and Affinity Prospects.
Excited to get into this one. We'll see what happens first, and it's going to be Affinity Prospects. I'm going to say Infinity a lot today. Carrying the ball, but hit out by Nintendo Switch Gang. Trying to rotate back. Early opportunity, early goal. Bawa, 10, 11 seconds in. And that was the start they needed.
They certainly brought the slippers to the ball for the Cinderella story right off the bat, getting the first goal out and making it to where Affinity Prospects have to instantly recapture the momentum. That is exactly what you wanted to see if you're rooting for Nintendo Switch Gang tonight.
Absolutely is, but now Timing gonna hit it towards her own net. But two members get there. Waffles not quite able to put it into the back of the goal. Blyfix now still gonna keep it on Nintendo's side, and Timing without boost manages to get it out, but kept back in by Affinity. Now they got a chance on offense. Ooh, but blocked away. Good save by Timing.
Dino and Timing combining to make it really clean at that net and keep the pressure off of Nintendo Switch Gang with how much is going on. But now another shot hits off the backboard. It gets followed up on by Waffles and sends it into the net to tie it up at 1-1 before we even get through 1 minute.
That didn't take very long at all. Good return goal there from the Affinity Prospects just 30 seconds later. And already seeing incredible battle here, but we haven't seen a whole ton of back and forth. Affinity Prospects in control of that ball for most of the last 30 seconds. Not going to be now, though. Timing starts to take it down the side, but hit away. Affinity now with another chance, but Waffles can't make the aerial work.
Duber, somebody who's played such great defense so far this playoffs. You saw it in that opening video. You saw the massive save to secure Affinity Prospects victory, but they need more from it. Duber going to do it again to get the ball away as NSG were making a play for the net, and they get it cleared out, but Timing always has great timing. The name fits perfectly, so keep your eyes on that. If it looks like hope is waning out at any point for NSG, Timing will show up. Now, Bow looking to clean up, but going to run into Duber, which will calm things down for a moment. But moments aren't going to last long in this series. Waffles already with a shot towards the net, but no defense quite yet. Duber set up nice for it, but thankfully, the ball didn't have enough speed for Bow to take an easy shot right off of it. So it gets sent back into the corner by Timing, and Affinity Prospects play defense and slow things down.
A good pinch here by the Prospects. Going to put the ball in on net, but Dino's going to knock it away for the time being. Timing takes it right back. Waffle's still on defense, as is one more member from Affinity. Not much chance on offense. Bawa going for a huge aerial, not going to get there, though. Beaten to the ball by the Prospects, who now have a 3-on-2, but another beautiful save by Timing.
So far, everyone's matching each other move for move, which lines up with the score, but now Affinity Prospects going to look for another shot on goal. Waffle's going to get demoed out by Dino, and that will calm things down, but NSG still got to get the ball away from there, and Blifx going to keep aggression on, but Timing there. Waffles was waiting at midfield, so going to stop Timing from being there and being so effective. Now Waffles had a shot, but it's going to go a bit wide right. So now Affinity Prospects have to reset, look for a new angle in, and Blifx might be that one, but Waffles ready to follow up, but not before Timing gets it back out. Now Duber is going to look for the corner reset to get something in, but not going to find it. So NSG still hanging on. Doomer with the demo. Into the net? No, from Waffles. Stopped by Timing once again. I thought maybe that demo would be the play for Affinity Prospects, but NSG still hanging on. Now Blifx with a shot. It's off the crossbar. Waffles follows up. That's not in either. So NSG maybe getting lucky, but also being pretty on defense.
NSG still going to manage to keep this one in. That's Dino trying to go for something. Timing combines. Ball still not on net, though. Now the Prospects begin to take it out. That's Blifx trying to get it on net. Will get it on net before it's saved by Bawa. Just hitting it away. Waffles, though, keeps it in. But one member there from NSG sends it back towards the end of Affinity Prospects. We're now going to have to play a little bit of defense, and they're going to do just that. Blifx pushes it out. Duber misses, though. Waffles sends it on net, but an easy save for Bawa. NSG now with control.
Still tied at 1-1 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go on the clock. Affinity Prospects have control. Waffles the one running it down the pitch, but Dino was ready for it. Now Timing is going to get a shot on net, but Blifx will be there with the save. Dino going to follow up to try to get it in to help out Timing, who had gotten it close, but no, nothing still for NSG. Still tied at the 1-1 mark with 1 minute remaining. Duber going to meet midfield, set up for Waffles, but NSG just sticking to that ball exactly when they need to. That's keeping them in it despite the aggression from Affinity Prospects.
Prospects still trying to get it out of their end. NSG trying to keep it in, and with only 40 seconds left, good opportunity, gonna get stopped, but no, Duber misses the aerial, and a wide open net. Can NSG make it? Ooh, no, not in time. Still in front, but hit away by Duber. 30 seconds left, and the Prospects now with the ball on attack, but it'll be stopped by Timing.
And Timing going to get fancy with it. Affinity Prospects have found themselves low on boost a lot recently, which has not helped their efforts here, but they still have not really had to go too on defensive. Now Blifx going to take a shot, but Bowwow's going to be there at the last second. 12 seconds left on the clock, and still aggression coming out from Affinity, but Bowwow's going to clear it first. Now Duber going to look for it. Duber can't find it either. Dino sends one down. Timing's waiting for it, but Waffle's going to meet it. Are we looking at an OT in Game 1? Yes, we are.
Affinity Prospects close to scoring there another second. Maybe would have happened. Won't be the case. It was now NSG are going to put it on their side early, but one member back on defense going to be Blifx. hit it away. But now some members still jockeying for position. Ball in front of the net. Duber doesn't have the angle, though. NSG trying to push it down. Now they're going to have a chance, but Blivic there again, just going to shove it away from their own goal.
Dino had a potential 50 with Waffles, but did not have to deal with it. Luckily, now Affinity had an open net, but nobody had any ability to get to it when needed because of positioning, which leaves NSG safe for now. Now aggression goes back for NSG for a moment, but not before Blifx is able to turn it back for Affinity Prospects. Blifx brings it to the net, but can't get it centered out for Waffles. NSG try to play defense in that corner. They got Bawa in the net, timing it, make the fight work, make it happen, keep the ball away, but now a shot on, timing it to stop it, and once again hurt the angles, but Waffles is there, but Bawa gets the save at the last second, holding on, almost 1 minute into overtime, and we still got shots on net, but still only 1 goal each. Now timing and Dino gonna combine to clear it out and get it away from the net, to get it back to that Affinity Prospect side, but can somebody from Affinity get there? Yes, they can. They send it back to NSG, but Bawa still ready for that same kind of defense we've seen, and timing, they're not gonna let it in quite yet. They've got it back to the corner.
Nintendo Switch Gang trying to get it out. Can't do so yet. Timing going to be the one to take it, but kept in by Duber. Bawa might try a little dribble. Going to work for the time being, but now out of boost in the air and hit away by Waffles. Affinity Prospects still trying to get it out. Dino won't let him yet, but there's Duber to clear it. Blifix not quite far enough to make the redirect.
Oh man, 1 minute and 45 seconds into overtime in game number 1. And still tied at that 1 number. Now Blifx gonna get aggressive with it for Affinity Prospects, and once again, Bawa meets that corner a bit too well with some help from his teammates. Now Dino's gonna be off the net, but they get so perfectly timed from Dino to get in and get that last second save, but still the offense from Affinity's raining down. Still NSG gonna hang on, but they do it now. Bawa's gonna be the one to clear it out. Duber will be waiting at midfield. This has to be another perfect defense from NSG. They still manage to pull it off and still get aggressive after it somehow. But Waffles will have an open net, but not before timing. It's perfect on the timing at midfield to stop it. 2:25 in OT, and still nobody can get the edge.
Both teams still looking for it. Bawa, though, carrying it on top of their car might be dangerous. Blifix takes it. Out of boost and out of opportunities to do anything. Now Nintendo Switch Gang once again on the attack. Timing has it, hits it up, a big demo. Is there going to be follow-up from NSG? No, hitting it the wrong way. Now Duber with the chance, but a good goal save by Timing. Pitch reset, but right back down into NSG zones. Blifix making a good attempt, but can't make it stick. And these teams are still battling.
This is 3 minutes in. This is absolutely insane. This is a game 1, but now maybe NSG are going to be a bit slow to it. That makes a chance for Waffles, but Dino was there perfectly ready. Blifx has a shot on net, but it gets blocked out again! Timing was there! Duber can't get the shot either! They're still tied! 3:20 now! Off the crossbar, Waffles looking for the double. Gonna be a fake out for Blifx, and that'll do it! Game 1 goes to Affinity Prospects. It only took 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
And an almost 10-minute long game there for game number 1. You can't ask for it to be much crazier there in the first match of the semifinals. And Affinity Prospects finally get it. Blifix was all over the pitch there in overtime. Finally breaking through, making that one count. And even if it goes to a game 7, I don't know if we're going to get a more competitive one than the game we just had.
If every game's like that, though, I'm going to need some Xanax. I'm going to keep it $1.50 with everybody.
Got to be some way to get through that one, because that'd be, and I don't think I've ever seen that in Rocket League. It'd be almost an hour and a half long match, which is insane.
Wow. I don't. I mean, what am I supposed to say there? You know, like, what are we supposed to go back and analyze? Like, that was just. I mean, that was just true Rocket League. That was the best example of it. I got nothing. I mean, I'll look at some of the stats we've got. 60% field dominance for Affinity Prospects that game, and ball possession also in their favor with a 51%. So a tough thing for NSG was the only thing they had advantage in was team speed, which is, and obviously, you know, we'll call it timing. They have a timing advantage, certainly. But overall, I got nothing. Genuinely, I got nothing.
I mean, in the wise words of Ricky Bobby, you got to go fast. So team speed, maybe not the worst category there for NSG. like he said, they do have possession, and if they are going faster, keeping up the tempo, things that can certainly shift around here in game number 2. Because up until, for 8 minutes and 23 seconds, there were only 2 goals in that game. We need to see some more shots here from both team members. Or both teams, rather. Not team members, if we're going to see a more competitive game 2 here.
Dino instantly gonna get a shot in for NSG, and that just looks so easy, didn't it? That makes you feel like you could do it, even though you certainly can't make a shot like that if you're me. But regardless, NSG go up 1-0 at 9 seconds in.
We were talking about team speed, and they did it 2 seconds faster than in game 1, so improvements galore already here for NSG, but the ball is going to be on their end now. Affinity Prospects last time also scored pretty quickly, so going to be looking for those early opportunities. Not going to get any just yet, though. Nintendo Switch King still can't clear it out, though, with a good hit by Duber. Attempted a goal, and a goal indeed. Waffles. Less than 30 seconds. It's game 1 all over again.
This is actually a repeat. I swear if we get stuck at 1-1 now, I'm going to need hazard pay. This is actually insane. Tied up 1-1, 4:36 on the clock still. We're in for a long one tonight, it feels.
Absolutely are. Gonna see what they can do, but it's hit away by Blifix. The OT hero there at game number 1 can't get it on goal right now. Nintendo Switch King, though, with a nice pinch, gonna send it into their end, but guess who? It's Blifix back again. Duber looking for an aerial, but timing is gonna beat them to it. Ball now on the end of Affinity Prospects. Oh, and some members out of position here, but won't matter. Waffles up for the aerial. Waffles is gonna get it!
Oh!
Not on that.
That was so close. I thought he was going to follow it all the way through. Now NSG find themselves on defense, and Bow Wow is going to look to be the one to get it down pitch, to get aggro onto Affinity. But Waffles going to meet midfield, not allow that to happen. Matter of fact, open net right now for NSG. Blifx going to look for it, but not going to be able to find it. It rolled just a little bit too fast. Now Duber going to be the one to help be there, but with no boost, going to rely on Waffles and Blifx to try to make the shot happen. 3 members now of NSG in the net, so it's tougher, but Duber going to get a shot off the crossbar. Timing going to look for the clear to keep NSG tied, and that will be the case, but Blifx getting fancy, looking for it, but Dino going to be there for the save.
Good save by Dino. Now a couple members out of position here for NSG. Bow, though, gonna win the 50. Now ball gets sent back to Affinity Prospect zone. Everybody up in the air. Blifix going to be the first one to it. Not online. Timing bats it away, but now Waffles with possession. Waffles trying to get towards the net. No such luck, though. NSG push it out yet again. It has been all defense for the boys in red this game.
Keep your eye on Blifx at the back, who always is setting up for something. That's one of the keys of Affinity Prospects game, is every time you take your eyes off of one member to put on to somebody making a shot, there's probably somebody setting up for something. At NSG, we're just seeing that their key is their defense, which is so, so good. Timing, continuing to prove that, was there when Affinity looked for a shot. But they're still going to be aggressive. They've got one off the crossbar that could be good for a follow-up shot, but no, Bow Wow going to help clear it out and keep things tied up still. 2 minutes and 35 left to go.
Bow Wow with a really good save off a horrible bounce onto the backboard there. Great job by them keeping it out of net. Gonna have to do it again, though. Blifix puts it towards the net, and once again, it's Bow Wow to hit it away.
It's happening again.
Duber tries to follow up, but can't. Well, we got 2 minutes left. There's still a chance. Waffles doesn't want to let that 2 minutes tick down without another goal, though, carrying the ball very well.
And got a demo as well that set up Duber, but timing's going to be there for the save and to keep it away. But you still have to stay ready. But with 3 in net for NSG, it feels like their net is so rarely left undefended by somebody. Their rotations are so, so good that Affinity Prospects, despite the field dominance and ball possession, just can't break through it. Now NSG have their shot. Timing going to make it, but Duber going to be there for the save. 1:50 left to go, and the ball's at midfield with nobody with a clear shot quite yet. Now Waffle's going to find one. It's a rush to the net. Can they get there in time? Dino will be there to save it away again. Now Dino going to try to run it back down pitch. Take the 50 with Waffles, but won't need it. Now Timing going to look to center it up, but Duber will be there for the clear.
A good stop here by Timing, keeps it in Affinity's end, and a miss by Blifix, but too high of a shot. NSG can't put it home.
God.
Still bouncing around, but off the post. Affinity Prospects.
Oh!
The first time we've seen their timing off.
Wow!
Oh, that's disastrous.
I got nothing. 2-1 now for Affinity Prospects with 1 minute and 17 left to go in game number 2. Affinity currently with a 1-0 lead in the series. Now NSG have to find themselves on quick offense and look for a quick goal back if they want to force the same thing we saw last time. They almost have it, but Waffles was there. Dino also slightly off the mark anyway, but now NSG still on that Affinity side, still playing aggressive. Blifx going to try to be the one to clear it out, but with Boost not really favoring NSG, Affinity have a good chance to get it away.
They do. They just got to keep it out for 50 more seconds, and they might get a third goal, but no, a member back there going to be able to save it. Timing, still trying to do something with it. Puts it down the middle. Bawa hits it away. Now one member of the Prospects missing. Might be a chance for NSG. Can they get it? No, they cannot. Duber just barely got there.
It's genuinely a lion's den on either side of these nets, but now Affinity Prospects look for another one, but they're not going to find it because Dino is perfect with the save to keep it 2-1. 20 seconds to go, and it's not quite impossible yet. So Affinity Prospects still got to be perfect. They got a shot coming out of it. Duber was at midfield, ready to keep it away. 15 seconds to go, and NSG got to make something happen. They got to turn those stocks into overclock mode and go for one more shot, unless they want to go down 2-0. But Waffles brings it to the side of NSG. Now they got to keep it up, but it's going to touch. It's going to be an Affinity Prospects victory in game number 2.
Oh, and you know why that's so painful if you're a Nintendo Switch game fan? It's going into overtime again. If that just tiny bit of absolutely horrendous luck didn't happen there for them. So close to pushing that one into another 8.5-minute game. And yeah, I mean, we'll try not to dwell on it too long. It's just a bad break, but unfortunately now that's going to put them down 2-0. We talked about expecting to see Affinity, the team on top, at least coming into this one, and it was going to be important how Nintendo Switch King were going to bounce back. Really going to see it here because they already need to. And then for anybody wondering about the other game, it's still tied at 1-1 right now, in the middle of game number 3, so a competitive set over there too. Untitled and Unknown still going at it. But our attention has to be right here. I mean, these teams, like you said, on paper, maybe not the most evenly matched. Would not know it by watching the games.
Oh, 100%. It feels like both games so far, NSG has been mere moments away from being able to take the victory. Just really quick, all the stats, once again, were leaning the way of Affinity Prospects. They did have control of everything still throughout that game, so while NSG is playing fantastic, they got a few things to clean up. Thanks, Chaotix, for the compliment. I'll take that. I always take compliments. But we are ready for game number 3. So let's get into it and see if NSG can get on the board before it's too late and they find themselves in the terrible problem of being down 3-0 in a best of 7.
I don't believe we've seen a 3-0 comeback. I think we've seen a 3-1, right? Wasn't it NSG that were down 3-1 against Trample?
Yep. So there's a team to do it.
So as long as they win one of the next 2, I think they just win the set. That has to be how it pans out. Affinity doesn't want to let that happen, though. Getting it towards the net. Timing, though, going to be the one to carry it away. Bawa with a nice touch. Goes towards the net again, but Duber there yet, like always, to dissuade that ball. Timing with a good shot, but off the post.
Bawa going to be the one to look to make something happen. Has a good play for it as well, bringing it to the Affinity Prospect side. But they're going to be able to get it cleared out, get it back to midfield. Bawa going to keep that aggression on. Looks like NSG are going to be less concerned with the quick shots and more concerned with keeping their offense on. We've seen that work all playoffs long, so there's a lot of logic there to make it happen. And they have not let the ball pass midfield yet. That field domination stat, we're only a minute in, and it's at 85%. So NSG's not playing around out the gates, and Affinity Prospects got to clear it out, but they're going to leave the net slightly open, but timing was just ever so slightly off the mark, and that finally leaves an opening for Affinity Prospects, but that opening isn't going to be there long. They got to make a play happen. Blifx going to be the one to do it, but Dino is there as well, and Affinity are slightly off the mark, just a little too high on their shots, so NSG will keep their net clear.
NSG now still fighting to get it out, but it's going to be a good touch to knock Bawa off course there. Duper towards the net, going to be saved, though, by timing. Dino and Bawa now on attack, still looking for something. Bawa with a very nice aerial there, going to hit it. Shot won't go. What a good second touch there from Blifix to keep it away. Going for a bump, not going to happen. Skied up and over the crossbar. Affinity Prospects, though, still putting it on net. Not going to get a shot off, though. Blifix can try to be the savior. No one's in net, but they get there. Dino with the save.
They did get a demo on the timing, but they're not going to be fast enough, I think. I'm kidding. I was lying, I swear. Duber gets the first shot in for Affinity Prospects. They take advantage of the demo. Somehow, they just had enough time to take advantage of it, and they're gonna take that 1-0 lead, and NSG, Fisher, it's time to Like I said, it's overclock time. It's overdrive mode for the Switches.
Absolutely, time to hook them up to Monders. Time to get serious. They're gonna have a lot of work to do here. Bao though with a nice save. Nintendo Switch Gang doing a really good job at turning these saves into offensive opportunities. Oh heavens, yeah, but there's no one back. That's a goal every time. Bliffic's gonna get credit for it. And what could have been a really good chance just turns into a little mispositioning there.
They turned you into an old woman. Oh, heavens, not the open net.
Okay, I didn't.
Regardless, it puts Affinity Prospects up 2-0, and NSG now have to find some way back in. They're going to get an instant demo onto Duber and get a shot that's followed up, but Waffles will be there to get it clear. Now Timing going to look to make something happen, but Waffles is doing his best to not allow that to be possible in Duber. I wish you could all see the map as me, because man, oh man, Duber's trek around the map every time, it's just ridiculous. It's like watching a cockroach with ADHD. Now, NSG still on the net. Timing going to make a shot, but Duber going to be there for the save. Now it's up to Bow to try to keep those rotations on for NSG.
Still caught off guard by the cockroach analogy, but I mean, Duber, it has been a pest this game for Nintendo Switch, so certainly going to be spot on. Now gets the ball just under one of the NSG gang. Bow keeping it on net, but can't hit the second touch in the air. Who else? It's Duber there to hit it away again. Timing can't make it go. Now it's going to be Dino keeping it in. Waffles hits it away this time, seeing a full rotation from Affinity here on defense. They're all doing their work. Bala going to keep it away from the net here for the Switch Gang, and Waffles hits it the wrong direction, just prepping Duber for a more powerful hit though.
These shots, the plays, they've been clean from NSG. They're doing a good job on defense this time as well. The backline's cleaning things up, but the problem is, we have a minute and 30, and you still have to make goals, and in other games where it feels like, hey, 2 goals isn't a lot with a minute and 25 left, in this series in particular, it's a little bit different in my mind. You cannot allow Affinity Prospects to have any kind of lead because it's so difficult to get any scores off, because look at the offense you're dealing with. I mentioned that this game started out with NSG having a huge domination of the field, but Affinity Prospects, that wasn't for long. They took it back instantly. Now with 1 minute to go, still up 2-0, Affinity Prospects are, at this point, they just got to keep that defense on, and NSG got to figure out something quickly. That's not going to be the answer quite yet. Maybe Timing will be the one to do it. They've got the ball close, but Waffles, not one for allowing any hope.
NSG has had a couple goals very quick off the rip, but they, don't put one in there. I don't know if it was a bump or a miss from Waffles, but NSG get a huge break. Duber, though, still keeping it in the red end. That ball is going to be way too high. Duber with a nice redirect, but puts it right in front of the net.
That's going to be one for NSG with 29 seconds left on the clock. It's certainly not impossible, and they needed that so desperately. And you know, maybe the structure works too well for Affinity. Maybe take that approach. Maybe get chaotic and see how that works. With 29 seconds to go, no reason to do anything but try to make the impossible happen.
We've seen 2 goals early on with this time, and they are going to get it down into Affinity's end. Another defender going to be there, though. Blifix hits it away. Dino now running out of boost, tries to bring it up the wall, and will get it towards the net.
Timing going to get one close, but it's going to just go in too slow for any real potential. 8 seconds left for NSG. It's getting thin, but they've still got the ball aggressive. They're going to have to keep it in the air. They got one more shot, and they're going to make it! Bow comes through when needed most to tie it up with 1 second to go to send us to another potential OT.
The 1-2-3 combo with 1 second left. Every member of NSG there with a huge hit in that combo. And unless there's some kickoff magic, and there won't be, it's overtime for the second time. But this time, Nintendo Switch need to claw this one back so they don't go 3-0. And they're going to be trying.
That might be the spark that NSG need to stay alive, but for Affinity Prospects, that might awake a beast that you didn't want to mess with. We'll see. 15 seconds in, and the ball's at midfield. Bawa and Blifix going to try to split the difference, but a shot comes out from Timing. Not going to be good because Duber was there. Duber was the hero of Game 6 in the quarterfinals. Looking for more of the same here in the semifinals. Reminder, Affinity Prospects is up 2-0, so if you take this game, NSG is in a bad spot, but they've got control of it, but not for long, as Duber is going to send it back to the NSG side. Bowa will be on net and ready to send it out, but no boost for Bowa. That's a problem for NSG, because now Blifx sends it down, and they've got an empty net. Blifx rolls it up. Dino's going to be there at the last possible second. to keep it from being too easy for Affinity Prospects.
Boost important here for both teams, and Nintendo Switch King very low on it. They're on the attack, but can they get back in time? Only Bawa can get extra speed, and they're going to be the one to hit it away. Affinity still keeping it in, but has a moment pass. Oh, what a juke!
But Bawa's there the last second again. Bawa's keeping NSG alive if he has to put all the switches in his backpack himself. NSG get the ball to the Affinity side once again. 1 minute 20 seconds into OT. But now Duber is going to send it out to the NSG side. Can Timing get there? No, he cannot! That's going to be a 3-0 lead in the series for Affinity Prospects. One more victory, and you're in the finals.
What a game. Nintendo Switch King, so close to making it happen. They do a great job clawing it back in regulation. But Dubert, the one we've been talking about the entire game, all over, doing incredible defensive work, is managing to put something incredible in on offense too. What a great shot, just over the head of NSG. Like you said, they're in a tough spot now. They're down 3-0, and they need something drastic because Affinity Prospects, they 4-0'd their quarterfinals match, and they are looking unstoppable here in the semis.
Hey, here's the stats if anyone want to see them. It's so difficult if you're NSG because you're not playing bad. That's not correct to say. It's not fair to say. It's just not true because you're playing amazing. Affinity Prospects just are getting the edge every time. It's something about that kind of mid-game play that NSG just cannot get any kind of goal off. We've seen now that they can score late. We've seen that certainly they can score early, but there's something about the mid-game defense from Affinity Prospects that NSG cannot break. And then obviously the overtime play has certainly been there for Affinity Prospects. But now down 3-0. You and I have not cast a 3-0 comeback, but like we said, NSG was able to come back 3-1 last week. So it's certainly not impossible. So maybe Utopia Coliseum will be the place where things get back locked in for NSG, or maybe Utopia Coliseum will be a place that goes down in the Affinity Prospect lore as being the place where they made it to the finals.
Absolutely could. In just 5 short minutes, or if history tells, probably 7 to 8 minutes away from seeing what the result is. NSG, they've scored twice off the rip really early, and with the way momentum's going, they've been close games, but they've all been games in favor of Affinity. You need something to turn the tides here. You need a big win. They've all been one score so far. Whatever team wins here, they need to make a statement.
Timing has good setup. Does set it up for Dino as well, but they're not going to be able to find it right off the bat. 20 seconds in, Bawa now has control, but sets it up midfield for Glyphex potentially, but Glyph didn't have the right angle there for Affinity, but they're going to keep the shots on. This one from Waffles, but Timing's there for the save. NSG keep themselves alive early on, but Affinity Prospects have come out looking for blood, looking for a goal. They're going to find it. They're going to find the blood. It's syrup-flavored. Waffles makes it 1-0.
Waffles with a really nice goal, able to just get it over the head of Bawa. Not in the best position there in the goal. If they were flipped around, would have been a much easier save. Unfortunate there for NSG. Just inches away from being a safe goal there. And now Affinity Prospects with this 1-0 lead. Want to make a 2-0 timing towards the net, but not quite on. Number's quick enough to get back there, but now Dino puts it back onto the net before it's hit away. Glyphex trying to carry it up the side. Affinity Prospects, if they can get a second goal here, it'd be massive for their campaign.
They've got a good shot at it. Is it going to go? Yeah, it is! Tied up 1-1. NSG staying alive for the time being. They tie it up with 4 seconds to go in game number 4. Trying to avoid that sweep. They do not want Utopia Coliseum to be their grave.
Absolutely don't. A great job tying it up, and another tie. The other semifinals match now locked at 2-2, so competitive set going on there. But we still got potential and maybe even probable reverse sweep here for NSG. They've done it similar before, and they're looking good in this game, and they're gonna get a second goal. Timing when the time mattered the most. NSG on top.
This is exactly what happened when NSG made their comeback. And I'm not saying that this is a complete ill omen, because we're, still 3-0 lead, but NSG came out swinging on their game where they were going to be swept. They got a lot of goals. Then there was a slight comeback, and it went to overtime, and then that's when they survived, and you saw that at the very beginning. But this is exactly how they played. This is what they did. So Affinity gotta come alive, because if you let NSG get momentum, we know what can happen.
Here we're going to see Bow Wow try to use that momentum, runs out of Buso. Ball hit away just off the crossbar, though. Affinity Prospects a few feet from adding another goal. Now it's going to be Dino trying to take it up the side. Blifix keeps it in. Bow Wow yet again going to hit it away with timing. Affinity Prospects can't convert, but now Duber trying to set something up for the rest of the team. Dino going to beat him to the ball, though.
Affinity Prospects just looking to keep it away from their side of things because clearly the shooters are out this time for NSG. And Affinity wisely want nothing to do with it. Waffle's going to send it out. Dino going to be there for a redirect. But Duber, perfect positioning and actually some bumping, team bumps there from NSG. So they're going to clean it up, get the rotations back in. Dino on net. Waffle's going to go for a shot and set it up for Duber as well. But Dino and Bow Wow can combine to get the ball out of there at the perfect amount of time. But they need timing as well. And once again, they're caught open net. But thankfully for NSG, Affinity couldn't take advantage. And now they got to get those rotations back cleaned up because Waffles has an open net-ish. But no, they had two in it at the perfect time. NSG's playing like dangerous, but they're coasting through so far. Open net as well, but no. Too much boost there for Affinity Prospects.
Affinity do a good job keeping it out. They still need one more goal in 2 minutes to do it. Bow Wow close to net here, but without any boost, not going to get the bump onto Duber. Ball still on that end. Now NSG up for it. NSG scoring it. Dino with the first of the game. NSG up 3-1. Ooh, and now getting scary for Affinity Prospects. You want to close it out here on Utopia. NSG making that look less and less likely.
Is that a heartbeat I hear coming out from NSG? I think it is. I think I'm starting to hear a heartbeat. And I think I'm starting to see some sweat for Affinity Prospects, even up 3-0. Surely they've watched the game film. They know what happens if NSG come alive, and they're instantly going to go right back to the net. Flipx will be there to send it away. 3-1, 1 minute 55 to go, and NSG still on the offense.
They are making some good moves too. Blifix able to hit it out though. 2 minutes left, 2 goals to make up, and a good challenge from Blifix. Oh, and a miss, and a demo, and a goal. Duber scores, and offensive performance there from the Prospects. NSG might be in a little trouble. Great demo from Blifix.
That was gross. A smoke screen to get out of my way, a lighter, whatever you want to call it. It turns into a 3-2 lead for NSG with a minute and 45 to go. This is still an okay spot, but with shots like that, they're going to keep coming out from Affinity Prospects. NSG cannot let up on the gas pedal. It's got to be all gas, no brakes, all splash, no wake from here on out for NSG to stay alive.
NSG trying to make something happen. No close though. They had all rotated back to net very early on. Could have had a fourth insurance goal there. Oh, and instead they might let one in. They're not up in the air though. Can they make the save? They can. Dino's there in time. Blifix keeps it in. NSG are in trouble. Off the crossbar.
It was almost dangerous. Dino had to slow up at the last second because Bow Wow was still in the net, but now they've got only one in net for Duber, who's on the way, but timing is going to be there and stop right in front of Duber to keep things clear. Now Bow Wow going to get aggressive to help out timing, maybe try to make a shot happen. They get the ball aggressive, 55 to go. Affinity Prospects still need a goal to at least tie it up with 50 seconds left. But remember, NSG, they're still on the ropes. They're not clear and safe yet. There's a shot lined up, but it's going to get knocked up. This has to be perfect from NSG. So far, it's looking all right, and it will get away, but Duber going to send one right back. Bow Wow there. Blifx not going to let it go too far. Now Duber gets a shot on net. That's not going to go in, but Waffle's going to follow up. Maybe that's the one. No! Still no! Timing gets it clear. Dino going to be there too. NSG finally get it away, but how long is it away?
18 seconds now for NSG to try to close this one out. No boost in an insurance goal going to go through. Dino getting their second of the match. 4-2. I mean, still 13 seconds, but this is looking close to a Game 4 victory here for the Nintendo Switch game.
Well, NSG needed that. They needed some kind of insurance, some kind of thing to say, all right, keep the gas on, but don't panic if a shot goes in. Affinity Prospects do not seem to be in sweep range, so the lore of that will have to calm down for today. With 1 second left, they'll have one more shot at the net. It will not find its way in, seemingly, right, yes. Nintendo Switch gang, we'll take a game. We've got ourselves a series. We get to see this victory screen. It's 3-1.
Gotta see it at least once, and if you're on NSG, at least you went down swinging. If you do lose in the next 3 here, although still haven't seen a reverse sweep. We've seen a 1-3 though, and now it's 1-3. NSG definitely have a chance. They're going to need to do some work, though, because Affinity prospects still look good. They still very, very nearly made a comeback there. Yet again, it wasn't a bad game. We haven't seen bad games from either of these teams through 4. Now going into number 5, we're going to need to see a better one from Affinity if they want to claw it back and really shut down NSG. I don't know if it can be done, though. They've looked good behind, but they're going to need to look really, really good.
Very, very, very good is what's going to be required. And Neo Tokyo will be the next one up. We are going to have a tiny, tiny, tiny delay for the next game. We're just remaking the lobby very quickly before we move on, which honestly gives us a second to breathe, which is probably for the best if we're being really honest.
Does feel nice.
It's
oh yeah, and then it just
nonstop.
It's absolutely nonstop and still really exciting. I mean, as much as it feels like Affinity Prospects is about to win it because they're up 3-1, they're not. I mean, Nintendo Switch Gang have showed promise, they've shown potential, and they're still just firing like crazy. And especially that last game, seeing all 3 members get involved really, really heavily when it feels like most games we've just been saying one name more than the others is really nice to see. Hopefully starting to click on all cylinders, and if they take it home this game 5, it becomes a real danger for Affinity because that will absolutely swing any and all momentum onto the side of NSG.
And it's not going to be easy for NSG to come back still, because Affinity's still been strong.
They absolutely have, so still a little bit of a toss-up, and speaking of a toss-up, we're still looking over here in the second semifinals game. Unknown Academy just went down 2-3 behind Untitled Esports. So Untitled Esports trying to get to that championship. I think we were both on the Unknown Academy upset over all of that last week, so I don't want to see any team that's able to put down Unknown Academy. These teams still going to have a gauntlet in front of them no matter which one is able to win this matchup.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy at all, but I mean, that's been the name of the game so far. It's been the name of this back and forth series. Apologies for the delay, just making sure everything's set up correctly.
No, we'd much rather have a delay than somebody like lag out of the lobby or something.
100%.
Especially at this stakes would just absolutely be downright no very fun. So always happy to take a few breaks. Plus, like you said, chance to breathe and a little bit of a reset for both teams. I mean, emotions can run high, especially motors can be really getting going in these longer sets. So maybe good for them as well. Just taking a minute to settle down, talk about stuff, kind of claw back that energy from game number 4.
All right. So it should be set up. Bawa, it's in... Yes, it's all in Riptide general chat for you guys. Sorry about that. It was being very weird, but I think we got everything figured out. So like you said, mental reset should be good. Just waiting for everybody to get back into the new lobby. Bawa, I'll make sure you have it, just so we're safe. Sorry about that delay, everybody.
Oh, good. Hopefully getting back into it soon. Because as much as we do want to see the games come through and all the players take their time and stuff, I mean, still don't want to delay it too much longer. You want to see what team's going to win here. Should be an exciting end to it. And I don't know, I mean, when we're looking at this game, it's been so closely matched up that it's really difficult to say for one team or another what they need to be doing better. They're both doing really good for everything. There hasn't been one glaring thing that really stands out on either of these teams in terms of where they're going wrong or where they're losing games.
Yeah, that's kind of been the thing that's, like you said, it's very surprising to me. Nothing's stuck out. Nothing's been odd. It's just been truly back and forth. And depending on, I'm not sure if the teams are listening. If you're listening, we're good to go. I'll send it as well. And sorry for the delay, but we are going to get back in. Finally, we can get our game number 5 online on Neo Tokyo. Affinity Prospects up in the series 2-1. NSG stayed alive last time. Can they hold on even further? And can they keep their Cinderella story alive?
Gonna be trying to, gonna have their work cut out for them, and already a ball on net, gonna be too high, gonna get hit away from who else? It's gonna be Duber. Blifix trying to put it on net, can't do much with it. NSG should be able to clear it out. Once again though, only one member with boost, so not much offense there from the red team. Bawa still does put it on. Once again, a save by Duber. 30 seconds in, 2 already for the defensive legend and the Octane. Blifix puts it on net, but hit away. Affinity Prospect still on attack, but finally gets out of there, courtesy of Bawa.
I'd be careful with going to ping-pong matchup here if I was NSG. We saw how good Affinity prospects are at those ping-pong matchups against New Age Nova, and they got the better of it. That's an example right there. A shot on from Blifx, but not going to go in that time. NSG 2 ready on the net. But now another one gets centered up. Timing going to be there to save it. But Affinity prospects, they're keeping that momentum on, keeping the pressure on, trying to tranquilize what could be a comeback from NSG.
Certainly going to try to. Ball is in Affinity Prospect zone, so NSG have some room to work with. But hit out immediately. Dino the only one back, but the ball is going to be off target, and Blifx accidentally pinches it a little bit far away. Another opportunity. Dino yet again going to be the one to defend it. Affinity Prospects now. Ball goes into their end. Oh, and it still does. Oh, not the best hit by Blifx. Ball on net. Ball in net. Timing. Able to get it off a small mishap here from Affinity.
That's NSG. That's them. This is their MO. I'm starting to think they do this on purpose. Maybe it's like, a racing game when you were a kid, when you let second place catch up so you can have a side-by-side finish at the end. Maybe that's the NSG mindset this time. Affinity Prospects only down 1-0 though, with 3 minutes 25 on the clock. Still plenty of time to come back and keep it going on. But it was said in chat, but it's very true. These games have been way closer than it appears. Moments like that are why. Almost a save turns into a goal from Waffles. That ties us up at 1-1.
Waffles with a good goal set up entirely by Blifx. What an incredible carry there through the air. If one less member was there from NSG, might have gotten that goal outright. Just like that, back to an even slate. 1-1. We saw it before in Game 1 and in Game 3 when it was here, and we went to overtime. Both teams probably trying to avoid that now. I don't think anybody wants all that added pressure. Duber gonna hit it away. Still in Affinity's zone though, but finally Waffles can take it out. Trying to dribble, running out of boost, and will not be able to get the final touch.
Bow Wow, midfield. Blifx waiting in the corner. Affinity Prospects keeping their defense on. Now Blifx trying to get fancy with it. Waffles going to be there for the follow-up, but not going to be able to find one in. The games have been really close. This has been what this series has been about. It's a 3-1 that feels like a 4-4, but now it's 2-1 as Affinity Prospects are still looking to move on. NSG now find themselves behind, and this is the last spot you want to be in. We saw it mentioned, you don't want to give NSG wiggle room. You don't want to give Affinity Prospects even the smidgens of breathing room.
Now this is where it gets nerve-wracking here for NSG. It doesn't seem like the team to be rattled, but here behind, it can really start to add on. Dino going to put it towards the net with a good shot. Hit away though, Blifx credited for the save. I mean, already in 10 seconds, in true NSG style, could have seen it tied up again. Bow going to get a nice demo. No dribbling there allowed from Blifx. NSG on attack once again, but they miss the ball. Dino finally going to hit it, but Blifx with an easy avenue to get it away. NSG and Bawa still keeping it in. Might have an opportunity. Don't win the 50 though.
Affinity sending it back. Duber leading the way. Blifx going to be waiting at midfield, but ball lost some momentum. They had to reset. That gives NSG a shot, and they're... Oh my heart,
I thought we saw it again.
My heart stopped. My heart truly stopped. But now NSG find themselves on defense once again, but timing going to send it back towards the Affinity Prospects net. And they've got a good position for it, but they had to kind of reset themselves, which made it a bit awkward. And now you've got Affinity Prospects at your net. Waffles not going to have a shot, though. Net empty for Affinity Prospects if Bow Wow can get there in time. And he will get there in time to tie it up!
What a goal by Bawa and Affinity Prospects. Couldn't read the name. I think it was Blifx. Hit the ball away from their own teammate's shot. Maybe trying to reposition, maybe trying to buy time for the third to get there and knock it in. The result's still the same though. Opportunity to NSG. They tie it up. And just like that, said it 2 minutes ago, say it again. Back to a clean slate. Both these teams just need one to claw ahead. Defense momentarily out of net there for NSG. Doesn't matter though. Duber now trying to carry it up the side. Is in NSG's zones, and Duber will get the hit in front of the net, but way too high.
I'm starting to get stressed. This matchup has me stressed like none we've seen. Both these teams want to be here tomorrow night. They want to make it to those grand finals, and they both had interesting paths here, but it's hard not to respect the Cinderella story still staying alive, still keeping it tied up with 50 seconds to go. But now Affinity Prospects, they want to break that glass slipper in two. They send one back, and Waffles makes it 3-2.
What a goal, Affinity Prospects. back on top now. A good pinch. Unlucky for NSG. The second time we've said that this set. And again, though, they are going to have time to make up for it. It's only 48 seconds, but we've seen goals in as little as 9 from this team. Well, the ball in their zone isn't a good way to start. Dino can try to dribble it. Might get a second hit. Just a bit too high. Bawa misses it. Duber now trying to keep it in and is doing it.
NSG keep finding themselves in boost recessions. That's going to be really important in these last 30 seconds. NSG have got to stay alive, but Blipback's going to find a demo on a Dino. 30 seconds to go, the shot's coming at you. Timing going to be there, ready for the save. Now Bawa gets control. Can you rely on the mechanics of Bawa to keep you alive once again? Dino looking for a shot, not going to find it. 15 seconds left, and NSG's chances, their shots are running thin. Affinity prospects are eyeing the grand finals. Is that the final dagger? It might be! Duber makes it 4-2-2.
Been singing their praises all set and might have just got the clinching goal. They've done it in this time, but I don't know if they can get to. They need something miraculous here off the kickoff. And actually going to try it, but with that might about settle it. Are going to get an opportunity up the wall, but no boost, no chances. Affinity prospects should take it.
Bawa will get 1, but the insurance goal from Affinity prospects was just a bit too much to overcome. It's unfortunate for Nintendo Switch Gang that their Cinderella story has ended, but for Affinity prospects, they have clinched their spot in the grand finals tomorrow night.
They have a great game from them, a well-deserved win, and a well-fought win too. Granted, I don't know how long we've been casting Rocket League, but we haven't seen a set nearly that competitive in some time. Even that upset just had games that were blowouts. But here, just competitive, every single one of them. Only saw one game, but decided by more than a point. Great job from both the teams, and of course a big congratulations here to the Affinity prospects for moving on to the finals. Their opponent, though, still undecided, actually in the middle of Game 7 right now, are Unknown Academy and Untitled Esports White. So they don't know who they're playing yet, but I like their chances after seeing this game.
We might actually get to see their reaction to who they're playing in an interview, so they're ready right now. Ooh. Let's go ahead and get in very quickly to this interview with Affinity prospects so we can find out who they're playing.
What?
Hello, guys. Hello. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yo.
Thank you.
How are you feeling? What are the initial reactions? Share it with me. It's always my favorite part is hearing that initial, we did it.
We are feeling amazing. Fantastical.
Okay, I like that. Now, what's interesting is you guys have a pretty unique position to be in here because the Game 7, I believe it's still going on for who you are facing tomorrow. So I'm going to stay up in your guys' faces until we find out who you're facing. Pulling that up now so we're all on the same page as well.
Sounds good.
It's my goodness.
Yeah, that is hype.
Bye.
That is hype.
I kind of hope it's Untitled because us and Untitled, like, we were hoping to go and I was hoping to go against Untitled in the finals. So I hope it happens.
I mean, either way, it's truly an exciting matchup, but while we wait for this game to finish out, currently 1-0 with about 3 minutes left with Untitled Esports White in the lead. Take me through it, because that set did not feel as distant as the series score may have made it seem. So take me through the mindset of all right, we gotta step up. These guys are really bringing it to us, and every game is so close.
I feel like it was just the overtime wins that set us apart, and that's probably why we won. If we didn't win those overtimes, then we probably would have lost.
Yeah, the overtimes were really stressful. So especially that first one. So I always ask my calm question because I just love to know, and it's obviously always fun to talk about the victory comms, but I'm really genuinely curious what was going on in the Game 1 overtime, because that was an incredibly long overtime. You guys essentially just played an extra game. And Unknown Academy just tied it up 1-1 in Game 7 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. So that series is crazy. So take me through, again, the mindset of the overtime in Game 1 and what that was like.
That's a tough one because it was so long ago.
Yeah, I know, it was. I think the thing that makes it interesting and the thing I'm curious most about is once you're into that, we were over 3.5 minutes overtime. Is there a point of frustration in comms where it's like, all right, can we just go next at this point? Or was the whole thing as cutthroat, as serious as we're not leaving any free room here? Everything has to matter.
I think we were focused all the way through, and surprisingly, and I think it's because during our scrim, the first game was accidentally set to unlimited time, so we played 10 minutes.
So we had practice.
I love
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
An Unknown Academy just took a 2-1 lead off of a goal from Call Red with 1 minute and 50 seconds left. So like I said, I'm gonna keep with you guys to kind of hear your initial reactions to who we're playing with, because we get a unique situation there. And you mentioned you kind of are wanting to play against Untitled Esports White, but I mean, clearly both of these have a crazy matchup. I mean, you don't have a lot of time to prepare for the grand finals. They're tomorrow night. So what's the mindset like for that? Is it kind of just do homework, or is it we've done homework on everybody, we've played enough scrims that we can kind of relax, and it's just more about resetting mentally going into it?
I think it's just about the mental that we have going into it.
I definitely think that's a big aspect of it. And Command trying to get fancy with a fake. This is a very close series. Now, Chaotix, I have you in here, and I saw you going crazy in the chat. Take me through what you saw in the series.
I actually ran into a real life situation. I wasn't able to be there for game 1. I showed up mid game 2.
It's probably good for your anxiety levels.
Yeah, I mean, I know what my boys could do. Any of these guys could tell you, whenever we signed them to Affinity, I said this team's gonna be playing for a ring. I don't know if any of them remember that, and that's exactly what they're doing. A lot of these Riptide teams didn't believe that them or their group was as strong as they truly are, and that's just how it is. Continuing to fight as the underdog, that's all Affinity really is. So I know what these boys are capable of. Affinity knows what these boys are capable of. I didn't even have to really do a whole lot of coaching today. They just got it done, and I expect the same outcome tomorrow.
So Untitled Esports White had tied the game at 2-2 off of a Rule 1 goal with 50 seconds left. Unknown Academy just sent the ball back across the pitch and scored, making it 3-2 with 44 seconds to go.
Oh my god.
So at this point, it's really a toss-up on who you guys are playing. So Fisher, I think we have time for one of your questions before we find out the winner of the series.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about, of course, after Game 3, you go up 3-0. Was there ever any worry in comms? I know teams are always confident, you always believe in yourself. You never think you're going to lose. But was there any moment of worry after you lose, like game number 4, and then in game number 5, it was really difficult to kind of establish a lead that lasted there until really like the last minute? Was there ever any doubt in comms, or were you guys just all cool, calm, collected, confident all the way through?
We were pretty confident all the way through. We knew we were like better than them, respectfully, and so we didn't really panic at all or worry.
Yeah, and something to add on that, I personally knew we were gonna, like, once it was game 3, I knew we were gonna win. I just wanted to like sweep them. It was just a matter of sweeping them. But once it was game 3, I was like confident that we were gonna win.
Absolutely, it did. You all had a very impressive set, and I think just got decided you all are going to be playing Unknown Academy there in the finals. So does that change anything? I know earlier you said you maybe wanted to play Untitled White or were expecting to. Does that can change anything in prep or how you approach it, or not really?
Not really, to be honest. The only reason why I wanted to go against him is because one of my old friends, he left the team because he was too high ranked, and so he's not on the team anymore. But he used to be on their team, and I'm still like pretty good with Atomic and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I wanted to go against him.
Kind of an impromptu question, just looking at the stats, the post game for Unknown Academy and Untitled Esports White, as well as what Fisher and I cast from Unknown Academy when they had their victory previously. Call Red is a very standout player on Unknown Academy. Is there any mindset in particular for you guys, and this can be answered by players or UK Yodex, it's totally up to you guys. Is there any mindset you have in particular when you're against a standout player on a team? Because Unknown Academy is a talented team. They have really good rotations, but Call Red is certainly a standout. Is there talk of like, all right, well, we just demo him the whole time, we keep bumping him, or is it less about that and more just about focusing on your own play style?
I think if we were looking at standout players, me and Muffles have been talking about the game that just happened with them against NSG for a couple of days now, and all of those players are very mechanical, especially for the Riptide division. All of them are very good players. So I don't think you could count any one of those 3 out. Props to NSG, but I think they just need to continue to go in with that mentality of we are better than these players and we will beat them. That's the mentality I try to keep them with, and that's the mentality they feed off of. So I think it's just going to be the same thing of not worrying about who's on the pitch, but worrying about our own game.
I like that mentality a lot, and I think it says a lot about the maturity of you guys as a team and an org here, trying to, you know, make things as clean and proper as possible for your finals matchup tomorrow. So with that, I'll let you guys, if you have any shout-outs or anything you want to say to, of course, Unknown Academy, who'll be playing tomorrow night before we head out. And feel free for anyone or everyone to go.
Shout out to Chaotix, best coach in the league probably, and a W org owner.
I will definitely give credit where it's due. It's fun. It's awesome to have a coach in the post-game interviews. First one I've had so far, and that says a lot. In fact, including interviews Fisher and I have had for other games. I don't think we've ever had an interview with a coach ever. I don't think it's ever happened.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I try to stay with these guys by their side through anything. If I can make a scrim, I'll be there. I'm there through games. Like I said, some came out, so I couldn't be there through games 1 and 2 today. But I told Waffles I was on my way, and they got shit done.
Well, it worked. So with that, I will leave you guys to celebrate and prepare for tomorrow, and we'll be on that cast for you guys tomorrow. So best of luck. I hope you make it as exciting of a series as possible. I know you'll be rooting for a sweep, but I hope you make it exciting. I hope you make it fun, and best of luck. Thanks for talking with us, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, there you have it. Those are your grand finalists. It will be Unknown Academy versus Affinity Prospects. I don't think anybody had that as their... I don't know if there's pick'ems, but I don't think anybody would have had that as their finals matchup. But it has happened. That will be tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, right here with KingFsher and myself for what I hope is an exciting finals matchup for the Riptide Cup. If anybody's still hanging out, which I know there's still some who are also watching the interview over on Sporty, can somebody give me a name of one of the casters for one of the 8 o'clock casts that I can raid, please? I want to make sure I raid somebody that's going to have more Rlss casts tonight. I believe Surge Cup is up next for the 8 o'clock games, which should be exciting. And with that, Fisher, if you have any final thoughts?
I mean, not too many to follow that game or the other. Just congrats to both Affinity Prospects and Unknown Academy for getting to the finals. Obviously, can't wait till tomorrow. Having casted them both before, hopefully it should be an insane matchup and great season, and best wishes, of course, to NSG and Untitled White. Some really, really hard-fought battles, especially these semifinals, so much more competitive than I thought they could have been. I mean, really, really hats off to all 4 teams.
It's been an exciting intro into Rocket League for us, and with that, we are going to raid Cobra Warrior, who is live with, looks like it's going to be New Age Octanes versus Untitled Esports Red. Team we're familiar with, Fisher, and Untitled Esports Red, so good luck to Cobra Warrior and to the players of that series, and good luck for their semifinals. And we'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Will be a good one. Send Cobra Warrior all the best, whenever it lets me raid them. Send Cobra Warrior the best, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Once I find the ending stream. Okay, now good night.
That and chips the keeper. I believe that was due